We're recording? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and put this down. Hey, Matt. I did get your video a day late, and don't even worry about it, man. Don't even worry about it. I still gonna get it to you, try and get it out to you today, which is Friday, and hopefully I'm successful in doing that. I would have loved to see the volleyball player signing it. I mean, you did get the signature. That was pretty cool. But come on! How did you delete it? No! Anyway, I'm glad you brought these ideas to my attention. I really like the fact that you hit on the part of making it really relatable to me, talking about not being able to marry, not being able to choose who you marry, not being able to have a job, not being able to, work. I also think that, being able to marry who you want is, pretty important. I'd like to choose the person that I'm going to, spend the rest of my life with, sort of say, so I wouldn't want to have, somebody choose that for me. I have to live with that person, not that other person. But you also said having meaning and power will provide a better avenue for these people to not feel so oppressed. And I totally agree with you. I went to a social justice retreat, and at the retreat I learned about acronym for power. People oppressed will eventually rise. Think about that. That's pretty powerful in itself. It gives hope to people who are oppressed. It gives incentive to want to do better. And it also encourages them, in a sense, to strive for that doing better. Meaning or purpose, that's definitely something that these people need. And I think that we can, do our part as an international superpower to help these people out. There's so much political and social red tape that you have to go through to, help these people and empower them, essentially. Speaking of my presidency, and I appreciate the shout out, Matt, I like to get people's feedback on things, and I want to invite one of my friends who I think will provide some pretty good insight into this. And now, with the magic of TV and editing, I will now make my guest speaker appear. I got my friend Jake Tark. He's here. He's talking about some of the things.
What's up, guys?
Thought I'd bring him on and get his input about what's going on and what we're talking about. How do you feel about not being able to marry who you want, not being able to have a job, not being able to read, and just things like that?
Well, I feel like inequality like that is just an injustice. I mean, the entire point of this country was the idea that everyone would have an equal chance at opportunity. And while I understand completely that that is obviously a principle that can't be implemented for everyone, the sheer amount of people who do have unemployment problems, who have marital problems, I feel like something is obviously not being done about it.
So, Tark, hearing some of your answers, I want to get your take on how do you feel about, people that are impoverished and feel like they're backed into a corner. How do you feel about that, and with their government and everything?
Well, I have to be honest with you, man. Like, my instincts would be, as many people would, you should never have to resort to violence or hurting other people to get what you want. But at the same time, I have never been in extreme poverty, and I've never been backed into a corner. And I can sympathize on some level with the idea that people are angry and bitter about their situation and feel that no one's helping them, and they want to get back at that. So at the same time, while I feel that it is not an excuse to resort to violence, I do understand that there are some cases where people feel there are no other options, and I feel we should help those people rather than giving them opportunities to resort to it.
With all that, how do you feel about giving those people who are oppressed the power to eventually rise out of that oppression and, stray away from the violence that's so easily besetting them?
I feel like that's the best possible option, because when you have people who have been in that situation where, again, I have not been in, so I can't be an honest judge, you have people like that who were in the same situation, and they will take steps to make sure that people who are in their situation...
Are you hearing all that?
Bryce out of this. Like, if you've been in a situation where you have felt terrible and have felt alone and backed into a corner, and you see someone else who is in the exact same situation you were in, you have a need to help that person. You feel like you want to help that person. And having that system of support, I feel that would be one of the main steps to solving this problem.
Well, thanks, Jake.
Thanks
Appreciate it. No problem. And with the power of TV, I will now make Jake Reed disappear. Or disappear. Oh God. Okay, just go. Just go.